Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a little hoopty resurrection project, old Red, we got to put back together. I got my son joining me on the channel. Donovan, say hi.
What's going on, folks?
Alright, yeah, so he's going to learn stuff. We're going to get stuff accomplished, hopefully. Maybe, or it'll be a big fail. It'll be fun, too. Let's go over what we got a little bit. I'll flip the camera around here and figure out what we got going on. Alright, here we go. Here's the vehicle. Donovan, if you could show us around a little bit.
Sure. She's got the custom halo headlights. Got the Fat Daddy, you know, the 4.7 V8. Should get your get, you know what I'm saying? She got a little yeehaw in her. Clear coat's coming off her. We'll fix that. A little bit of body work needs done, you know. Tires. Looking good.
What's going on with this window situation?
Well, you see, the previous owner, God forbid that son of a bitch, hadn't replaced a single window regulator in this puppy. So we've got 4 window regulators.
Dude, all 4 window regulators.
That is 4. Count them 4.
That'll be fun.
So
why is it up in the air?
Well, you know, first of all, I think it looks a lot better jacked up. You know,
it's a pretty good unit.
It gives you that fucking sporty feel, you know. But more importantly,
this is a family channel. Yeah.
If you would look over there, you might see a little hint as to what's going on underneath. It does turn out.
That is a transmission on a pallet.
That's the new. We gotta get under here. Take out the old.
And how many transmissions have you pulled out before?
You know, you're solid 0. I'm well versed in the whole mechanical field, though. You know, I've done some welding before. One time I took apart an engine, didn't put it back together. Changed a tire a few times. You know?
Couple tires.
I changed my oil.
Changed his oil.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Fucking anything. I mean, you know, this thing's.
But this is a pretty clean unit, other than it's dirty and it runs.
It's a clean unit, other than it's absolutely fucking filthy and infested with probably rats and whatever else.
So it's been like sitting for like at least a year and a half, with the windows down.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what critters are in here.
So stick around if you want that satisfying, you know, power wash video, cleaning out the inside of there.
So the whole point is basically the resurrection of this unit.
Mm-hmm. What an absolute fucking beauty it is. I mean, just get a line down there.
It's got some stuff.
Look how clean this body is.
It's got some stuff, you know.
Straight down.
What's this? This is straight?
That's straight. I tell you. That just needs a little buff.
That buff out?
That'll buff out. You know, the doors. Look at this. This is butter right here.
Oh, it closes nice.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's a good seal. You get these windows fixed up, we're gonna have 0 road noise. Maybe
a little lube on the hinges there.
A little WD on that one.
This is not sponsored by WD by any way.
No, it's not. We pay for our own WD in this house. But I swear by it. I think we're gonna do all right.
All right. Well, let's get started a little bit. We'll come back with some updates and see a show of progress as we're doing things.
Might get a little time lapse in there. I think we want to.
Maybe we'll get some little time lapse footage and stuff. So we'll be back with you real shortly. Okay, so here we go with the transmission. One of our parts here. It's a 43 RE. It's a Chrysler transmission. Hopefully it's a decent unit. We're about to find out. We got this online. Best I could find for a used one with low miles. I think it had 63,000 miles on it. Like I say, it's got a 1-year warranty. What we'll do is we'll freshen it up a bit. Pan gasket, filter, change the front and rear seals on it. That's just smart to do before you go putting it in there. And then find out something's leaking. Got to change. They cut off some deals. This deal looks like it might have come out of a fire. This is kind of burnt up here on the side. Looks like the speed sensor on there. That would be a big deal. And then the other parts we got are the window regulators so far, because we got 4 window regulators to throw at this bad boy. Just pause it. Doesn't make any sense.
I'm so glad I recorded that one. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something.
Alright, so here's the 4 regular window regulators. Hopefully that's the right jazz.
Yeah.
Looks like a window regulator. Got 4 of them to do. Gives you a little instruction sheet. We don't need that.
You mind explaining the parts in there for us, Hoss?
You got your motor.
That's a high output electric motor, ladies and gentlemen. 12 volt. That thing will get your window up and down. Go ahead.
There you go. Motor.
Uh-huh.
On a worm gear.
And is that space grade aluminum on there?
I really doubt that. This is actually stamped steel. I don't think there's any aluminum on this at all.
I'm pretty sure that's space grade steel then.
It's got a little bit of lube on it. All these Dodges, after about 10 years, these cable stuff always wear out. That's pretty common with all of them. A lot of times what will happen in the wintertime, your windows are frozen and you go to try to force the window down instead of breaking it loose, you wipe one of these out real quick. So unfrost your vehicle before you try to roll the windows down or bang on or do something, get the ice off of it. Because if you don't, you're going to do all 4 of them. Probably what happened. Alright, so actually window regulators aren't too bad. You've got 3 bolts usually here that holds the motor assembly. You're going to have a bolt usually at the top and the bottom. These two here are going to hold the mechanism that rides up and down with the cables. And it's all going to come out through this hole. You can see this is where the old one is completely broken and the cable is all just kind of twisted up. Door panels come off pretty easy. There's 1 or 2 screws. They kind of pop loose, and on these Durangos, there's these square holes. The panel kind of sits in it in a pocket, so you kind of lift the panel off, and then it comes straight out. Pretty simple. There's a screwdriver stuffed in here to kind of hold the window up. Kind of give you a quick idea. Other thing you could do, what I like to do is I'll bring the window up all the way, and then put a piece of tape holding it up brown over there to hold the window up while you're working with everything in there. And there's basically just a clip that clips into, it'll snap into the bottom of the window into the regulator unit itself. And as you can see, it's been open for about a year. We got some mold and stuff going on in the carpet. That's pretty nice. Another thing we kind of found out is that it's so nasty, I think the critters don't even want to be in here. But underneath here, we can see that there's been a little patch in here for the resistor for the blower motor. And it looks like it's been burnt up and may need a new resistor. I think the air conditioning does work in this, actually. We're just going to need to address that at some point. Also, I think the differential is leaking, and it may need a new front seal on that as well. If we come underneath here.
Hey, how's it going, folks? Didn't see you down there. Let me give you an overview. You gotta take this bad boy. It's gone.
Cross member.
Woo! This exhaust. Pull all this out. We got 2 leads here, so I'm gonna take out about 4 bolts up here. Looks like 4 bolts here. This whole thing should come on down. And gonna have to remove this, possibly, looks like from the torque converter and from the drive shaft.
Gonna drop the drive shaft, exhaust first.
Drive shaft, exhaust first.
Transmission cross member.
Cross member. Then release it from the torque converter.
From the flex plate.
From the flex plate. And we're going to put a tranny jack under here and lower on down.
You can reach the top bell housing bolts with some long extensions after you lower it down a little bit. And should we put a couple of transmission cooling lines and you'll have her out.
Then this will go to the fucking junkyard like it's supposed to. And we'll put that bad boy in here. and she'll be cruising down the road. Gonna need to do the seals on there, which he already talked about. We should be able to fill that with some lube and at least get it going for a little while.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's leaking horribly bad, but it's definitely got some leaks.
Oh yeah.
They probably it's got a crush seal that's a torque to yield on the drive shaft yoke flange there. If you don't do that right, it will just fail again immediately, and possibly the whole rear end. So that's one thing we'll kind of go over when we get to that. Other than that, there's very little rust. It's a pretty clean unit, actually, as far as that.
The body doesn't look too bad, and might be some exhaust leaks given it.
Towards the end of it, we'll give a breakdown of everything spent on it and what we got into it to get this as a roller unit again. But it runs decent.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, peace. All right, little update. We've got the cross member out. He's under here. We got the exhaust down, drive shafts out. He's working on the coolant lines and the linkages and some wires, connectors, and then a few more bell housing bolts, and that bad boy's out of there.
Ooh-wee. Well, boys, tell you what, on Tuesday.
As far as the window regulators go, we've got all of them in except for the last one, and all the windows are working. Got the door panel off the last one, but the battery that I used to take all them out, and I can't be bothered to take them out by hand, so I'm waiting for a battery to charge. And then we'll have the last one put in.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the One Up Entertainment channel. We are going to go over what had happened with the Durango. So the first things first, we had a little bit of trouble getting that flex plate removed, just because of the way the bolts are designed. You've got two placed up like so, and then there's one bolt underneath it. It's pretty hard to get a hold of each of those bolts. That took a little bit of time from where you guys had seen the truck. After that, it was as simple as getting those bell housing bolts out, all that stuff, and then once we had the bell housing bolts out and everything, we lowered the transmission down, got it out of there, and started on the process of putting everything back together. I believe we've done a decent job. We've got the transmission back up in there now, which is a pretty simple process. I'll walk you through it real quick here. So obviously lining up that transmission, making sure everything's pretty much perfect, and then we use the two lower or like mid-level bell housing bolts to get that snugged up and hold it in place. Then using a long extension, we got the top ones in there. After that, it's pretty simple. It's buttoning up the torque converter. So it's got 4 bolts along the torque converter that we had to tighten down. Getting those on there, a little bit difficult, but we got it done. You do have to have, it is always nice to have somebody hold the actual engine for you. Whether it's by one of the pulleys on the front end of the engine, just so that you can get that proper amount of torque and pressure down on the torque converter bolts. Afterwards, get the flex plate back on there. Simple things like that, buttoning everything back up, put the starter back on, connect all the connectors back together, and then jack the transmission up and start working on getting the lowering bell housing bolts back on, getting the cross member and the exhaust mounted back up properly, getting everything in the right position. You do want to put the cross member back on before you bolt up the exhaust all the way. And then afterwards, it's a pretty simple steps. You get the drive line put in there, and after that, we were ready to roll. Unfortunately, we haven't got we have to get the car insured, all that good stuff, and so we haven't been able to do a test take for you guys and take you guys down the road. We're gonna have another follow-up video after this one, which will go over a little bit more in depth on what we did to the actual vehicle, all that stuff. We did have We did have some ideas for future videos, maybe pinning it up against different vehicles, things like that, and really seeing what a Durango can do from factory, basically. Basically return to factory. And then after that, we're going to, I'll give you guys, the next video will be the cleaning video where we're going to clean it all down, make sure everything's good to go. And then after that, we'll be working towards, like I said, getting all the lost stuff done and getting it ready for the road again. The Durango hasn't seen the road in approximately like a year and a half. So this will be a really fun experience. I'm glad you guys get to come along with us. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.
Nasty.
Look at that.
Faster. All right.
Don't puke on the trailer. He's really pale now.
Cool down.